Good evening and welcome to the NBA Economy Show. I have here a good friend, fellow Calculator Gang, IKBM Dre. You might have seen him a lot on talking a lot with Uncle Freezy. Uh, so, welcome IKBM Dre, fellow Knicks fan. Uh, introduce yourself to the people.
Hi, I'm IKBM. I've known Fritz for maybe a few years now because of Freezy's platform. Uh, we're both very analytically inclined, so we bonded and meshed together in terms of viewing the game from a numbers aspect, including salaries. And I'm appreciative of you having me on the platform, man. I love to talk hoop, especially with fellow Knicks fans as knowledgeable as you.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, it's nice having someone who like understands numbers, understand the other part of the game. Not only do you know the numbers, you know the game on the floor, which is very helpful. Yeah, another a fellow Knicks fan. It's nice seeing other Knicks fans' perspective on the season and what's to go forward. So it'll be nice to see what your vision of the Knicks um, going forward is. Um, the first question I have to ask when it comes to being a Knicks fan, how did you become a Knicks fan?
I had sort of like an awakening around age maybe 6 or 7, where I actually started realizing and acknowledging and interacting with things and understanding the concept of sports. I didn't understand it to the depth, obviously, at the age of 6 or 7, but around um, the 1997 season, I started picking up basketball, and I was like, "Oh, the Knicks are good," and they happen to like be in the playoffs every year. This seems fun. This is probably what's going to be like for like the next 30 years of my life, right?
It's the setup.
And yeah. I got hit with the same setup with the Jets and the Mets, kind of, because they were all competitive around the same time. Jets went to a AFC Championship game, and I thought, oh, we're gonna be competitive all the time. It didn't quite turn out the same.
Yeah.
I kind of more or less got indoctrinated because of my father, and I stuck to him. So I was next to him for everything. So once he picked up sports, I picked it up as well. And here I am, man. I've seen a lot more downs than ups, but I'm glad to see that we're on the upswing right now.
Yeah, that's really nice to see. Everybody comes into their fandom at different times, and that may like skew how they see things like very positively. For some people who have like a long standing Knicks relationship, may have a negative view toward things. So, that does affect us. So when it comes to the Knicks, um, before we look at this year, it's probably important to look at last year. What was your thoughts on the success of the season of last year?
I think we I'm gonna keep it real with you. If you told me at the beginning of the year we were gonna go to the Eastern Conference Finals and lose in 6 games, everyone kind of would have settled for that. And then when you realize who you lost to, and in the fashion that you lost to, it became a disappointment. So it's like it's hard to gauge it without using retrospect. Because in the moment, yeah, like you would have signed up for that 100 times out of 100 in 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 uh in October going into the season. But as it played out, it became disappointing, and it feels like the Knicks addressed a lot of the disappointments in terms of the lack of depth or scheming, and I'm more or less like I'm more confident and hopeful for us to finish the job going forward with the things that they've addressed. But thinking about last year, um, I, I can't be completely upset with how it turned out. They went as far as they've gone in 25 years.
Yeah,
How mad can I be at that?
yeah, absolutely. The next question is how did the playoffs and how it ended? Did it make you change what you felt about the regular season? When the regular season ended, you had a feeling, and when the playoffs ended, did it change what you thought of what happened previously during the season?
Well, the process I wasn't in love with for the vast majority of the season. And of course, going as far, considering I felt like we underachieved in the regular season, even though we won 51 games, it felt like the process was teetering on unsustainable. And winning games cures a lot of ills. And I'm not going to lie to you, the highs that I felt from beating the Celtics, that can't be completely removed from what I saw. Um, I think the ending of the playoffs definitely reassured me and me thinking that we underachieved during the regular season because a lot of our ills in the regular season in terms of our process got shown up on national television for 6 straight games. And even with that, we had the talent to go toe to toe with that team and we should have beaten them. And in my mind, there are just only a few tweaks we could have made to rectify that L. And I think we've addressed both of those things
Yeah,
in terms of depth and having a coach that's not as rigid.
yeah, yeah. So we saw the postseason ended. Also the tenure of Tom Thibodeau. So what did you feel about the Knicks coaching search and also their coaching choice?
I feel like there weren't as many options out there as you would have liked going into this offseason. It felt like we were kind of grasping for straws, basically trying to poach other teams' coaches. And it was for a reason. There just simply wasn't that many options out there. And the Mike Brown was the right move in terms of guy with experience, guy that has been around a lot of championship winning organizations, knows how to win in the regular season, knows how to adjust his style based on the team that he has. Uh, if we're just talking about the process, I'm cool with the process. It took time, but we ultimately got probably the best available option in terms of all around ability and and the background. I think those are the things that we kind of needed to address, and I think we did that. Would I have liked us to have the coach early in the off season? Probably, so we can actually get assistant coaches that are our first options. That's more. That's what I was a little bit off about. But the more I read about these assistants, the more I think we made the right decision, even with waiting. That they're good quality coaches around the league. And for example, um, the Nets coach Fernandez, nobody knew exactly who he was or what he did before Mike Brown. So and he built himself into an NBA coach that's looked at as one of the future good to great coaches in the league. So I think there's quality candidates to be assistants, and I think we got a few.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you just a little clarity? Did you think that Tom Thibodeau should have been fired?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. If you know me, I think Tom Thibodeau is a good coach, not a great coach, and sometimes a good coach can win you a championship, and sometimes there could be coaches that are on equal standing in terms of being good coaches. But do you mesh with who you have on your team? Can like it? Tom Thibodeau is the coach that gets you from A to B, and we basically took the step to address the coaching need that'll take us from B to C. Because I don't know if Tom Thibodeau can do A, B, then C, which isn't a complete indictment on his coaching ability. It's just what it is. Some people are better at certain things, and some people can take you over that hump. And I believe Mike Brown has the capability and the willingness to adjust to get us over that hump.
Yeah, it was very interesting. Bringing on Mike Brown. They keep bringing up the word collaboration. Um, that seemed to be like a big thing, especially with Tom Thibodeau. He was kind of the one man band. He was like the one all be all. So it
The
it
Alpha
looked
and the Omega,
yeah. So
the
it looked
buck
like they
falls
kind of
with
wanted
him.
someone to take the suggestion of others, There's probably like nine guys behind him. That could
Oh,
be
they're in the
used.
100 seats. They're in
Yeah,
the hundreds.
yeah. So it'd be nice to have some of those guys used during the game. So that's a very interesting. When it comes to Mike Brown, what do you see as far as a future for him? Is he like the type of coach that Tom Thibodeau's tenure was 5 years? Do you see the same type of tenure, 5 years, for Mike Brown?
I don't necessarily see that, and that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. I think you can look around the league and see like a coach like Frank Vogel. He was there for like basically 2 years, but he got the job done. And when you're in this particular market and you're always competing or attempting to compete at the highest level, it like coaching changes comes with the territory. You eventually you're gonna rub somebody wrong, even if you perform at the highest level. And to be absolutely honest, I think our window is 3 years. And usually, if we're going to head into this weird rebuilding or this temporary place that you've seen the Warriors be in, usually a coach might have to go. The Steve Kerr thing isn't normal. Stephen Curry has kept a lot of people employed longer than they should have.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that doesn't mean Steve Kerr is a bad coach. It just means Steph Curry's amazing. Steve Kerr said it himself.
Yeah, so we saw a lot of changes. So we saw a lot of front office changes, change of head coach, assistant coaches. Also on the Knicks, some guys just couldn't come back when it came to the Knicks roster. Do you see um, any major personnel moves coming going forward before the beginning of the season?
Well, what do you consider major? Do you consider like a guy that was on the roster last year being moved?
Um, yeah, first on the
Like a okay, it wouldn't shock me if they moved Kolik or somebody off of this roster to clear up another spot. I think Ian Begley's alluded to it as well. So we don't know, but I don't see a big trade, like Giannis type move, things of that sort. I think anybody that we bring in, and because of the cap, it'll only be a vet minimum caliber player or two at best. So I don't foresee a major move. And to be absolutely honest, one of those major moves would have to include Mikal, and he ain't going nowhere for 6 months. Not before the season starts, anyway.
Yeah, yeah, we saw that the Knicks re-signed Mikal Bridges. Um, so that was their big signing for the summer. There's also other players who are extension eligible. Uh, what the biggest name, which is Mitchell Robinson. What do you what do you foresee there? And what is your thoughts of Mitchell Robinson at this point in his career?
It's hard to call it because we thought on the contract that he's on now, and Leon Rose basically overstarted. We let him go into free agency, and then we signed him to a descending under Leon Rose's tenure. Would he be willing to do that again? I'm not sure. And but knowing his injury history, I'm not sure a lot of other teams would be willing to toss a big bag of money. But knowing his floor and baseline of being the best offensive rebounder in the league and rim protector, he changes a lot of dynamics for have a certain build for him. So if I had to absolutely guess, they probably move off of Mitch. But if they could find a way to re-sign him, I think they'd try to. But I don't know if under these restrictive rules in the CBA would it be possible at this current juncture. But then again, I think you can go over the second baseman for him, but are they willing to? That's the question. And if they're willing to, and they view these next two, well, they view the 2 years after this because as part of the run, then it wouldn't shock me if they did resign him. But it would have to be at a figure that is very team friendly, to
Okay.
say the least.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you said that they may trade, do you think that um, do you think they move off of Mitch as in they'll let him expire next summer, or do you think they would try to get something in return?
Um, I think they would try to get something in return. To be absolutely honest. One moment. One moment. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's something we've really been talking on the NBA economy show. Um, yeah, like just timing. Do you Mitch is going to be hard to return something comparable to Mitch using Mitch. So do you just wait a year and then risk losing him, or
Could you repeat that?
yeah, it's we know trading Mitch is it's gonna be it would be hard to trade Mitch and get something comparable to Mitch back. Um, so like the big question is usually, do you trade Mitch for something else, and then you have to go search for something to plug that spot, um, or do
The
you
only
or do you
the
use
only
him and then next
thing
summer, if you just can't make it happen, you just let
I
him
think
walk.
if it's a money issue, then they probably try to replenish it with draft capital instead of bringing on more salary. If it's straight money issue, if Mitch doesn't want to play here, 'cause I don't know if they'll be able to fill in someone. Because if it's a money issue, then it will be basically about going over the second agent. And if you're gonna go over the second agent, you might as well go over with Mitch. If you're
Hmm.
not going to, then you're probably just taking back draft assets and you're just trying to get off of that money without having to pay for it.
Absolutely.
If I had to absolutely guess. So,
Yep. Yeah. So those are all right. So that's like mostly our Knicks. Um. So this upcoming season, what do you see the Knicks? Where do you see the Knicks? Do you see them as a matching the win total as last year?
I think they surpassed it. I think looking at the opening schedule, the first 20 or so games, I think we can get off to a good start while we're still gelling and not performing at peak level. I think that we've shown in the past that this roster is talented enough to win games in spite of not playing optimal. And I think we'd be in a position to just not necessarily steamroll, but compete at a comparable level of the elite, the top five, top seven teams in the league, while still meshing and gelling underneath this new offensive structure that Mike Brown's trying to implement. Um, I think like if health falls on our side with a couple teams in the East not necessarily being as strong, I think we can win 60 plus games. To be absolutely honest,
Okay. Do you think
I'll
that
be completely I would be completely shocked if we won less than 50 more games.
absolutely? Do you agree with like national media saying um, the Knicks need to go at least as far as Tom Thibodeau brought them last year?
I think that's fair, barring injury, of course. But I think that's fair. This roster has had a year to gel. I think this coaching staff is better than the one we had in the past. Not necessarily even as a staff, but we actually will have utilization of our coaching staff. It will be a collaborative effort. There will be a meeting of the minds. So I mean, it's fair to expect at least Eastern Conference Finals. It's my expectation, and as it should be, it should be finals with this roster and added depth. The expectation should be as sky high. Like being a Knicks fan and being a Jet and a Met fan, you all know how things can go awry. So, but my expectation is to play at the highest level and be a top two, top three team in the league. That's just me. That's what the expectation should be.
Yeah, we see with the NBA schedule coming out in the last few days, like when it comes to Eastern Conference teams, like the Knicks are getting the limelight on those important days of the season. Like they are on TV like those prime days.
What is it? 34 primetime games,
Yeah, so they
I
tied
believe.
34. Um, oh wait, first day ESPN, first day Amazon, is doing their coverage. Christmas Day, MLK Day. So the Knicks are like in heavy rotation.
Yeah, NBC as well. It's
Yeah.
going to be additional eyeballs. I'm I've never we've never been. Well, I can't speak for you, but I've never seen the Knicks in spot prime time this much. Even during the mellow years, we might have gotten anywhere between 20 to 25 at best. But man, when you build a contender and you've been competitive for 2 to 3 years, and now you've basically put together a unit that should compete at the highest level, the national TV games only speak to the expectation. If you weren't expected to be a high end competing team, you wouldn't be put up there. Unless, of course, your team has Steph Curry and LeBron James, which are the two biggest lightning rods there can be in this sport.
Yeah, I was actually kind of shocked how many times, how many of those big games, because like a lot of those schedules they lack Eastern Conference teams on these schedules. Like,
That's why they have to pack the Knicks in
yeah,
to get some Eastern Standard Time games up there. They have to stuff them in there because how many teams in the Eastern Standard Time zone are actually viewed as contenders? I guess Orlando can be viewed as a new up and comer, but
yeah,
Boston's up out of here. The Nets are the Nets. Nobody believes in the Raptors. The Wizards are the Wizards. The Hornets are the Hornets. I'm just thinking off the top of my head the teams that play off the coast.
yeah. I
Yeah,
was kind of shocked that Orlando didn't get more games on TV, but they didn't get a lot of games last year. And last year they were kind of that hot new team.
and
Um,
then they were a lower seed.
yeah,
They underachieved, but granted, they had a ton of injuries that happened to
true.
have some impact on them. But they're also just like I'm gonna keep it real with you. They aren't a great team to watch. They beat teams the hell up, and they don't score a lot of points.
True, true.
Even though Paolo's an interesting prospect, Franz is definitely an interesting prospect as well. They aren't exactly eye candy to the casual fan. You know.
Yeah, yeah. I don't. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people want to see them on television. Um, their fan base isn't like that.
And to be absolutely honest, yeah, once you put New York in anything, if they are some semi decent, let alone championship contending roster wise, then you're definitely gonna see a lot of them.
Yeah. So, are there any other teams you follow closely?
To be absolutely honest, I watch the entire league. I wouldn't say evenly because those latter teams can get very rough. I more or less keep tabs on who gets moved and who gets traded. But around the league, man, to keep it real with you, as far as like who might be an interesting watch going forward, I think the it might be a slept on team, but I think the Portland Trailblazers are an interesting watch in terms of a team building, youth, some age, some veterans, a former ex NBA player, coach, and they seem to be on the upswing. They might be interesting to watch, but in terms of like the contenders, everybody watches a Luka game when it's on. Everybody tries to watch some Steph when he's playing. OKC is kind of, I want to say, rewriting the rules of what a championship contender can be. Teams don't usually, they're good defensive teams that win championships. They usually don't force this many turnovers or be this young and disruptive. So like, yeah, I follow the elite league, and then if I and I am a league pass subscriber, so I definitely follow the league around.
Yep. Yeah, yep. It's nice having League Pass. Yeah, there's a
It's
lot.
getting a little expensive now. I'm not gonna lie to
Yeah, not only that, like you need more than League Pass. Like before, it was like, hey, I just need local, and I need League Pass. Like now, you
you. Now
need.
it's just like you need cable, you need Prime, which I already had because
Mm-hmm.
I'm a retail addict. What else do you need? NBC Peacock, but
Mm-hmm.
kind of I don't understand the Peacock thing. I think there's going to be Peacock exclusives sprinkled in here and there,
Mm-hmm.
but for the most part, they're going to be on NBC. I don't. And then of course, I think those some of those Peacock exclusive games are going to be broadcast on MSG as well. So I think there's going to be 67 games on MSG, but for the most part, I keep in tune because it is my favorite sport to watch. To be absolutely honest, I'm a fan of baseball. I'm a fan of football as well, but basketball is my lifeblood, man. And I don't think any other sport in the city gets the reaction that the Knicks get when they're good. I just don't see it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we get special attention, special attention
But
in the.
there's a split between the Mets and the Yankees, and of course the Yankees are predominantly number one.
Yep.
But when the Yankees win, it's like, thank God they won. It's like they're almost expecting. It's like a sigh of relief for Yankee fans to win. When the Mets when they tear the whole city up, and for the Knicks, it's like the old guard and the younger fans all lean that way, and there's not much of a division. I don't care what nobody says. The Brooklyn Nets thing is not a real thing. It's not a real fan base. It's not. They're not real people. Those are NPCs. Those are computer generated people. Those Brooklyn Nets fans that come on the internet. Those are the monkeys that were locked in that pocket universe in the Superman. Those are those people.
I seen it yesterday.
But that's what they are.
Oh my goodness. I think the Knicks are going to be known for basketball this year. I think the Nets are going to be known for Michael Porter Jr. quotes.
Oh my god. I, I, they need to put a microphone in front of him after every game, every night, religiously. I didn't. I didn't. I don't know. Denver's not necessarily a small market, but hey, man, he is actually a nugget that's been undug. He is golden,
Yeah.
genuinely golden.
Yeah, you know what? I've been enjoying it. He has a YouTube channel, and I watched it, and I was like, I watched it myself. I said, ooh, that's interesting, and I was like, I didn't think it would blow up, but it blew up. Like I seen
It,
the like a day before, like you know, the actual YouTube, and I'm like, ugh, that's interesting. Like
you
I
ever
wouldn't
you
have
ever
said
seen
that.
that Simpsons episode with like the clapping monkey
Yeah,
in Simpson's head? That's what's going on.
yeah,
Like it's not too much going on. It's basketball and like an attempt of understanding life, but he's so detached, being a 99th percentile rich athlete. Like he doesn't understand or grasp. Hey man, he
this
he might
is
actually be on the spectrum. So I might actually.
yeah, yeah. My thing is like it's not. I think if you were in a barbershop, like this is not out of pocket conversation. If you were in a barbershop, but
But
like
it's out of pocket when you're on the
when
internet
you're on
and
the
you're worth
internet, it's
like
like you
two
gotta
hundred
watch what you
million
say,
dollars.
because
It's like
you be in the barbershop and somebody says something stupid all the time, and everybody look at it
and then
crazy.
but in the barbershop, there's instant feedback to tell you you're
You're
stupid.
stupid.
When you're worth $200 million and you're paying a host and the camera crew and an editor, no one's going to tell you you're stupid.
Yeah,
If I worked in a barbershop and everybody knew, hey man, Google my name plus contract, and you knew exactly how much I was worth, I would get away with a lot of belligerently ignorant stuff.
yeah, yeah. But
But he's been so detached. He doesn't know. He doesn't
yeah,
know.
he gonna learn.
I hope. I hope, man.
He gonna learn. Let me see. So yeah, so our summer is like pretty. It should be over, but there's still a lot happening. Did anything shock you in free agency thus far?
Shock me. To be absolutely honest, a lot of the restricted free agents not getting signed whatsoever, still unsigned, is the most shocking part to me. The trades are the trades, but there hasn't been too much movement left, right, and center as I was anticipating. I think Sam Serena gassed it up a little bit, made it seem like big stars were moving, but a lot of because of the restrictions in the CBA, a lot of stuff couldn't materialize as well as you would like the besides the Kevin Durant thing, which was expected. So I think it's kind of the inverse. The lack of being surprised is why I'm surprised. Is like the guys like For example, Kaminga and Giddy and Grimes, they don't. There's no. They don't have to be signed until before the season. So like they're just gonna work through the whole process of negotiating. But hey, man, I'm surprised not one of them got signed or signed and traded. Not yet. But when you don't have to, especially in this league with the CBA, teams will drag it out. Same reason why the Cat deal got done like 3 days before training camp. They waited it out as long as possible.
Yeah, we saw. I think this is the first year like
But for you, what was the most surprising thing for you?
um there are certain like situations that don't make sense to me right now. Like
Hmm.
yesterday, I did post on Twitter. I was like, Washington Wizards don't make sense to me. Um, just
It's
how
like
they,
too many young guys that need development all at the same
yeah,
time.
like the thing that I didn't understand is they sent Cam Whitmore over, basically for him to have playing time, and I think he's gonna be third string.
Is he gonna be?
I
Because okay,
because I
there's
was looking,
Kashan, Kashan, and then there's Sar, and the forward position. Then they have Bilal Koulibaly,
yeah.
so
So
he's
I
gonna
I
get
was
playing time.
I was looking. And people were saying Bilal Koulibaly is off the bench. I'm like, off the bench,
No,
and I'm like, because they saying Trey Johnson is gonna start, since he's
I, I, I don't know. I
si-
think Trey Johnson is a hell of a talent. I don't know if it's a lock he's gonna start. It's
yeah,
like looking at the roster, bro. They have AJ Johnson. Remember, Chris Middleton is still there.
still
CJ
there.
McCollum is still there. I don't know if they're going to move him to the bench. There's Cam Whitmore, of course. Corey Kispert is going to get moved eventually. And there's the AJ Johnson, Trey Johnson, Kashawn George, Bilal Koulibaly, Bob Carrington,
That's a lot of people too who's gonna be fighting for
and,
minutes.
and Justin Champagne should be playing more. He's actually a good player, but he won't be prioritized because he's a role player. It's like a lot of survival of the fittest, and a lot of players are going to get neglected because there's just not enough runway to develop when you have talents like this that some of them are extremely raw. Like for instance, they traded for a guy that couldn't crack OKC's roster, Dylan Jones. Where are they going to find time for him?
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot going on over there. I'm just like, what are they doing?
Yeah, I don't know.
So yeah, I was kind of like, I was just like question marks. It was just all over the place when I looked at that roster. I'm like, this could be bad. Like this could be really bad. Like that many competitive guys. You don't have that many veterans, so it can go south, and hard to win, hard to get like winning habits. And yeah,
Bro, it's going to be like actual, like for them to make it, it's going to be straight Darwinism happening.
yeah,
On the Wizards.
yeah,
like, like a lot of players are going to be out of the league because they couldn't get the right development path because
yeah,
they just keep jumbling too many players together at the same time.
yeah. I think you may have a few happy players, but a lot of times you get some unhappy players when you put a situation like that together. So yeah, so that's one roster that I question. Also, we heard with Boston, they said they're gonna start Pritchard at point guard. Um, and they said Simmons, who they just traded for, is coming off the bench.
I think the Celtics don't necessarily care about the end results of this year. They just want to get like accolades for the individual players at this point. Like I think they want Jalen Brown to get average 30, and they want Payne Pritchard to see if he can get most improved or something. Like this year is not trying to win a title; it's for accolades. That's what it is for them at this point.
Yeah,
To keep guys fresh for the following year, to keep guys in rhythm, keep guys confident. That's my assumption with them. I don't think they and to be fair, bro, they have like $60 million not available to play next year. Like they shouldn't be even thinking about competing.
Yeah.
Go out there, gentlemen. Go out there and get your numbers. James Pritchard, get your numbers, man. We'll see if we can try to trade Anthony Simons. If we can't, well, that's money off the books. I think they can get something for him. I don't know. I don't know. It's what do you make 25 million? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's an interesting situation. I mean, there's teams who like hardly made moves so far. You know, like Golden State, they kind of in a holding pattern because of Kaminga, and
Yeah, like guys that are being held up from signing. I think Melton and Al Horford are basically locks to go there. They're just dragging this out as long as possible. Just like get it done, man. That's the most annoying part. No one cares about the Bulls. The Bulls, yeah, whatever. Who cares? But figure that out, and to a lesser extent, the Sixers, because I'm actually interested to see what figure Grimes gets. I don't know if it would be wise to take the qualifying offer for those guys. Cam Johnson, Cam Thomas situation is also interesting.
yeah, yeah, very very interesting.
It's like he wants $40 million, and it's just like at the same time, like I see Emmanuel quickly making 32.5 or something. It's like, I get it being salty, but it's also like, bro, your archetype is kind of devalued. It's like in a depression right now.
Yeah, you know, I for his situation, I'm thinking it's just more he didn't see it coming.
He
Like,
should have seen it coming because they would have extended him last year.
yeah,
Like if they came to him with like, hey man, play for us for $25 million a year on an extension, 3 years, 75, he probably would have took it.
yeah, because they've been bigging him up. They've been, you know, defending him. You know. So I think he thought, hey, I was the, you know, I'm the guy. Like I should get automatic max. I'm the best guy on the team. Like I think he just kind of thought he was gonna walk into it.
I genuinely don't think he's a bad basketball player. It's
Mm-hmm.
just they devalue that skill set. I think he is legitimately one of the best isolation players in the league, and that matters to an extent. But if your team isn't in the position to hide your flaws, what's the point of paying you a bunch of money?
Yeah. Yeah. I think.
They're 2 years away from paying him a lot of money isn't going to be fitting for when they try to flip him because then they're not going to get anything in return. It's not going to be befitting for roster construction because then it's like a sunken cost at that point. So it's that's a tough scenario for him, but it's also like, hey, you're also still a millionaire in New York City, so I can't feel
Yeah.
too
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. As long as y'all, you and the team are on good terms after. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. It'd be interesting to see how they resolve this. Okay. Let's see. Kind of went over Brooklyn, Boston. So, are there any important themes you see for the NBA next season?
In terms of what exactly, like
Like
play style,
like storylines, like things you want to see, like Chris Paul's last season.
yeah, the unction, yeah. I think, man, that team is looking like I don't, I don't. They have the talent because it's what it's a ton of borderline Hall of Famers and Hall of Famers on that roster. Bradley Beal might actually make the Hall of Fame because of how lenient basketball Hall of Fame is. So, like, there's a lot of guys on that team that they have talent. I think the Bradley Beal thing in terms of his being depressed because of his contract, like, he is a terrible player on $50 million. He is a damn good player on what is he making?
I forgot.
11, 10, something like
Yeah,
that.
around there.
Like, I'd love to have that on my team for 10, $11 million. But in terms of themes, I'm willing to see if teams take the approach that the OKC Thunder and Indiana Pacers took, in terms of like waves of guys and ball pressure. I'm interested in seeing if that's a consistent theme because I saw in the summer league. Granted, it is the summer league. I saw teams press put met a lot of ball pressure consistently in the entire game, and I think that's the way the league is trending, where it's just like it's less about the top heaviness of your team. It's about having waves and waves of players that can play high intensity basketball for all 48 minutes and put pressure on teams. I'm wondering if that's the new route the league is going into. But in terms of like individual players, I wouldn't be shocked if Luka won MVP this year if he decided to just drag that Lakers team to like 55 points because he's looking like he's in damn good shape. Albeit he got injured, but he's looking like he's in damn good shape. And if there's anything that's motivation, he is a spiteful player. And when people tell him he can't do something, or someone talks trash about him or to him, he wears that on his shoulder. He wears that on his sleeve, brother. So, like he's always been in MVP contention. I think he gets it done this year. I think that's my underlying thing because I think the other teams are loaded beyond compare. OKC is loaded. SGA is a great player. I think Denver is loaded right now as well. There still might be some MVP fatigue. I don't think the Lakers team is as loaded as people might view on the outside. Like their depth is mediocre. And if Luka can drag that team with its flaws to maybe 54, 55 wins, and he gets back to his 30, 39, and 8 form, look out. I think he might get MVP.
Yeah.
I might actually put some FanDuel money on.
Yeah. I think for me, one of the biggest like themes or storylines this year is actually like kind of off the court.
Mm,
With Jordan being NBC,
okay.
is he gonna allow them to like crown LeBron
Ooh.
on his way out, or is Jordan gonna be a hater on his way out?
I I think well when we look around the other sports, the other goats
Hmm.
like Wayne Gretzky is always on the NHL playoffs. You always see him. Of course, you see Tom Brady. He just covered, I think, the Super Bowl. So, and they haven't been haters. I don't believe Michael Jordan has been the hater type. And even in the limited time that he's been in the media, he hasn't shown up anyone in that regard or downed anyone. Um, but I think about his role. I don't know if you remembered when Peyton Manning and even Kobe Bryant had their show on ESPN where they were like breaking down the game
Yeah.
and like film. I think he's gonna have a reoccurring role where he's breaking down certain aspects of the game. At least that's how I interpreted the definition of his role. Like he's not gonna be there every week. He's gonna be there every once in a while to give his breakdown, his assessment of what's going on in the league in terms of themes or styles of play. You might. I think he'll give LeBron, especially if LeBron announces this is his last year.
Yeah.
I don't think Jordan has an ego, but I also feel like he doesn't want to come across as a hater as well.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
he's
I
aware
just
of
want
that.
to see it because like he is competitive even when he's retired he's still competitive and
Yeah,
you know how like analysts, since this is their time, their time. Most of these analysts weren't analysts when Jordan was playing, and in their mind they're gonna say, hey, some of them are gonna say, hey, LeBron's the goat.
and then MJ is like you
Okay.
talking?
is
Yeah,
is
okay.
LeBron is MJ
One of
gonna
the
let that
greatest I've
ride?
ever seen, and then MJ is gonna be like at my chopped liver.
Yes.
But
So
I think I think they're doing like pre-recorded segments
okay.
for him. I don't think he's gonna be live. I could be wrong. Could be absolutely wrong.
Hmm.
I think when I was like when they had Kobe and they had Kobe and Peyton Manning breaking down like game film and certain things that were happening on the court. I think they're going to do pre-recorded because Jordan is a very he likes his appearances very well manicured and dressed up. And once you allow it to be live, there's certain things that can go wrong. Which is why, like when he had his last dance thing, he had it very well done, nice and neat, tidy, made him look perfect. If he sees something in the editing that he doesn't like, you know he's objecting to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas you can't necessarily have that when it's live. I don't know if MJ's about that
Yeah.
live reaction
And people
type
put
stuff.
that pressure on you in a
Yeah,
live situation. All right. So yeah. So we kind of looked around the league. Um. So do we have a prediction?
win
Uh.
total.
Do we have a Nick prediction
Okay,
for next season?
the Knicks have 3 All-Stars next year.
Okay. Three. Oh, three All Stars. Who were those?
OG and obviously Cat and Brunson. I
Okay.
think when you're a two-way basketball player, you get more love when your team is steamrolling teams.
Hmm.
Like the whole like Draymond didn't get All Star wouldn't get All Star love if his team wasn't winning 60 plus games. And Draymond has been a hell of a defender, and I feel like OG doesn't get his just due in terms of how impactful he is defensively. You have to be on a team that's running roughshod against other teams
Hmm.
in order to get that love as a defender. It's partially the reason why when Rudy Gobert stepped up into that caliber player, they were winning 50 plus games over and over and over and over to the point that you had to respect it.
Yep.
OG has to step into that role, and I think he's going to be finally recognized as one of the best two-way players in the league. And to be absolutely honest, one of the best two-way players entails being a top 5 defender and averaging 18 to 20 points. I think OG is going to be that echelon this year.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, I'm just gonna just go to the comments real quick. Yeah, we saw Blanche Tears, King Ribby.
Shout out to Freezy
Yep,
and
Brandon
Ribby.
Williams, Randu 1973, Miguel P, Jay Boogie in the chat. Shout out to Jay
Shout
Boogie.
out Boogie.
Just Knicks and JM 3000 and Keith Ford. Um, okay, actually, I guess they probably want you to comment on the last signings. Um, do you think Shamit or Ben Simmons can be signed?
I think Shaman is basically wrapped up. That man has been hanging around going to Yankee games. He out here with flip flops with no socks on. He's very comfortable. He's
Yep.
very comfortable in the city. He's not going nowhere. It wouldn't shock me if they moved off of a Kolek to try to see if they can get Ben Simmons here. I think the whole Ben Simmons angle is definitely a Mike Brown thing. I think Mike Brown values a guy that can run PHOs and be a ball handler, has some versatility defensively. I think they might be going after both of them. But if I had to just say one is getting signed, it'll be Shannon. To me, anyway. You don't have to make that move because nobody else is signed. Anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we may see one or both in a Nick uniform next year. Do you have any thoughts on the rotation? Because we saw like a very much a short rotation in Tibbs' tenure. What do you think? Kind of what the numbers will be with this rotation with Mike Brown.
10,
10.
10, 10. I think 10. And Mike Brown has this thing where he'll sprinkle guys in here and there, young guys, older guys, just to keep them ready. I think when it comes down to playoffs, it'll probably be like 9, but I think it'll be 10. I think it'll be 10, sometimes 11 sprinkled in here and there just to keep guys ready and fresh and professional, to be absolutely honest with you. But when I say 10, like there's gonna be Like, there's going to be guys that are only going to play like maybe 15 minutes, 12 minutes, just to give guys a blow here and there. It's not going to be as rigid or strict as Tibbs. And that they're going to be, and when we say 10, like the rotation will include five out, it'll include small balls. So you see different looks, different variations, different structures.
What What do you think about the role of Josh Hart in the upcoming season?
I think, I think his role will be slightly diminished. He's not going to play 37 minutes a night. I think he's going to be pushing 25, 26. I think there are ways for Mike Brown to utilize what Josh does. So he'll be included in a lot of what we do, but I think we'll scale back in order to keep him fresh. Like, for instance, to be absolutely honest, if you get less of Josh, you might get a better defender in Josh. There's guys around the league that play elite defense, like Alex Caruso, and he barely played 20 minutes a night. And the reason why he only played 20 minutes a night is because he plays extremely high intensity basketball, and you need to play them in bits and bursts and spurts in order to get the best out of them. I think we lost the plot playing Josh that many minutes. You're not going to get him at his best defensively and offensively. He's playing 37 minutes, even though he says he can play it. Like, it's just not tenable. I think we're going to scale on him back.
Yeah, I kind of I agree with you. I think a lot of people are underestimating how impactful Josh is going to be this year. Um, yeah, I think less minutes. I think we could see like the old Josh, like when he comes in the game, like he sticks out. He sticks out on the court. Like I think at
And I
first,
think he's going to play. I think he's going to play the best defense of his career this year
yeah,
because he's not playing as much. Like that falling asleep on the weak side, leading shooters. That's not going to fly. I think, to be absolutely honest, there are non-negotiables for Mike Brown, and if you don't give him his non-negotiables, he's gonna blow a gasket. And certain guys that fit a certain mold with Tibbs, he'll let it go, and but he won't let it go for certain guys that don't fit his style of play. If
yeah,
that makes sense.
okay, all right,
Like Obi Toppin, for example,
yeah,
offensive first guys that don't rebound a lot.
true, true, true. All right, so that's what your general thoughts on the Knicks, Eastern Conference Finals,
NBA Finals.
NBA Finals. So IKBM Dre says NBA Finals for the Knicks.
61 wins as well. Throwing that in there.
Yeah, that's a banner. You know, that's a banner. At least an Eastern Conference banner. So,
Yeah,
so
bare minimum. With this talent and this coaching staff, anything short of injury, there's no excuse to me anyway.
okay, that's yeah, that's interesting. All right, so and one last question: who are your top four teams in the East? Like, if you could put one, two, three, four.
Knicks one, Caps two. Hmm. Orlando three, Atlanta four.
Interesting. All
I
right.
think if KP can give them 65 games, they're in that 4 or 5 range. I don't have too much faith in anyone else in the East. Not right now.
Yeah. So yeah. So we see.
Well, Miami's gonna be like the 6th seed just because.
Hmm. Just showing up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess yeah. So I guess you have a lot of faith in the Knicks this year. Um, we hopefully go a long way. It's we gotta wait a couple months for
It's a
that
long two
basketball.
months.
You know what I mean? We gotta settle for 2K in the middle. In the meantime.
Yeah, I'll distract myself with movies and television and unfortunately the Jets and the Mets right now.
Yeah.
I'll find a way like I do every summer.
All right.
Appreciate you for having me on your platform, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Love having you on IKBM Dre. Is there anything you would like to say to everybody before you go?
Um, man, keep confident about your Knicks, man. I know this is an NBA economy, but me and Fritz are Knicks fans, and a lot of the people in the chat are Knicks fans. And we deserve this. We deserve this upcoming season. Man. Stick with it, bro. We'll be all right. I appreciate you having me on the platform too. Again,
It's an absolute pleasure to have IKBM Dre on the show. Please like and subscribe the NBA Economy Show. We're on try to get on our way to 1,000 subscribers before the season. Um, yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot to like about these Knicks. Um, uh, there's a lot to be confident in. The NBA has confidence in us by showing us the schedule, um, and I'm really looking forward to seeing. I'm just looking for the ball to be tossed up.
you
I'm
know how obnoxious we're gonna be. I'll be on all these nationally televised games, and we're actually good.
yeah yeah
The league is gonna hate us. Well, the fans, the other fans are gonna hate us. They already hate us, but they're gonna hate us even more.
yeah. It's like what makes them so special. Yeah, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah, that's it for this episode of NBA Economy Show. I love just sharing the floor with my favorite NBA fans. And IKBM Dre is definitely one of them. Everybody, you have a good night, and I'll see you next time.